Welcome to Arsenal update number 16. And as always, thanks to our Patreon supporters. They help support the channel and allow me to make all of these builds. So if you guys are interested in becoming a Patreon where you can download the Arsenal world, there is Java and Bedrock versions. Check out the link in the description. But yeah, first we're gonna get started here on the USS Theodore Roosevelt. Now, since the last time we've looked at this, a major improvement I added is the eye holes in the ground. They're called pad eyes, and therefore hooking down aircraft. So there is a bunch of them all over this deck, and over these lines you may notice it's actually changing color to white. So yeah, this actually makes the deck a lot cooler. Before it was kind of empty looking, even though it did have all the other details. Just adding the pad eyes, it's pretty essential. I didn't think it would be that big of a deal, but yeah, you definitely need to add in the pad eyes. Now, of course, you guys may have already seen the tutorial I made of the forklift, so I added that. These guys, they are going to be new and they're stored here. Also moved this crane, the tele crane, a little bit back. And added this container, which should have a little 20-foot shipping container in red right there. I did add some more details, fixed up the mast a little bit, and also added side details to these elevators, and I actually changed it up a little bit. I made this part so that it is a bit thinner and more realistic, and I also worked on some more detail around over here. Move some stuff around, and a major update is the hangar. So if you go inside over here, I actually have a new design for the FA-18 Super Hornet. So this is the new design, upgraded from Martaches, and I found out Martaches is actually a bit short, like the fuselage, so I bring everything up. And yeah, this is the new design, and yeah, this is what it looks like with all these red tags and stuff. They fill up the air intakes and add in padding around it. This is a little customization. Added that forklift right there. And if you go further down, I did add some more detail up inside here. I was kind of confused what was up here exactly, but now I have something there. And then here we have a bunch of F-18s. They're all folded up, just like how they are in real life. And down in the hangar, there actually a lot of them are for maintenance. So you can see this one right over here. This is actually a Growler, which is the EA-18G, so for electronic warfare. So it's a little bit different from the regular Super Hornet. And this one's under repair, so they got a bunch of work equipment right here. And they actually lifted it on these jacks, which I did design. So the wheels are a little lifted, and this whole thing is on a diagonal, so that's pretty cool. I also was adding all these little vehicles, all auxiliary vehicles, like power supply or some kind of power generator. Here's another Hornet, and then here's another one with the cockpit open up, just like that. I'll show you all the different versions of the Hornet later in the arsenal. And then here I start making these jacks. They also have some weapons trolley or something like that. And yeah, here is what it looks like coming along. It did add in a lot more detail over here. Here we got some more Hornets. And in the back, I did add in these I don't know, what do you call it? Like a ladder, but it's like a stairs. Something like that. I also have this new design. It's like a tractor unit to pull in the aircraft, so you don't have to turn on the engines and stuff. And then here we got some Seahawks. They're just chilling right here in the back. Stowed away with the folded up parts. And then, yeah, I just added some more stuff here. I did have to expand this. I'm not sure exactly the dimensions, so that's why I left a hole here. Maybe I'll move it or not. I've got some more Seahawks, some more detail down there, and I start adding an E2 Hawkeye folded up here. And once you go to the back, there is a lot more of these trolleys and whatever extra auxiliary stuff. I don't even know exactly what it is. And some forklifts. So yeah, definitely a lot of stuff was added since the last time. Some new aircraft I just finished, like the CMV-22 Osprey. This one is used by the US Navy, and this is actually used, the unit is called Titans, and they have this pattern in the back. Nice cool livery. So yeah, it's a little bit different from the other V-22 that I made. That was for the Marines. This one's a lot more whiter, and a lot of people say they like the livery. So yeah, I did add in the folded one as well, so you can add this to the carrier. And then here is the brand new FA-18 Super Hornet design. So it's a lot more taller and beefier than the old one by Martacha, and I didn't realize like Martacha's was off, so this is why the new one, since it's off higher, the fuel tank has a lot more, room to actually be a fuel tank. Before it's kind of squashed. So yeah, this is the brand new design. I also added in like these, I think this like some kind of anti-glare paint on top of these little wings. And yeah, this guy is armed with fuel tanks and missiles. And then here's what it looks like in the back. We also have the new tail hook design like that. All that detail. And then this one is folded up. And behind that, this one is also folded up, but it also has these red plugs they have on the aircraft carrier. And then this one, it just has an open cockpit, so with the ladder on the side, so that's how you would get in. This little hatch. I also made the Growler. This is the EA-18G, like I said before. Now this one's different because it's actually 2-seat cockpit, so this one's a lot wider. It also has these 2 antennas here in the back instead of just one. And they have like this thing, I believe some kind of anti-radar or something like that device right there. Like a jammer, yeah, that's what it's called. A jamming pods. And also the wings, maybe that's also a jamming pod as well. And I also made the folded up version of it. And I do have the regular FA-18 Hornet, the F. This one has the twin seats as well. And behind it, we also have the new Blue Angels Hornet design. So since I was redesigning the Hornets, I might as well change up the Blue Angels. So this one, a lot newer design, and we got the yellow stripe going along the cockpit. Really like how that came out. The landing gear's a bit different as well. New stairs design. And then here is the one with the 2-seater. So I have both designs now. I also have a brand new S-400 design. So there's actually 2 versions of it. One is the older MAZ 543M. I finally was able to replace Mark 28's design with this one. So it's a lot newer, and I really like how it came out. So we have a couple versions here. This one, obviously it's in firing mode, the landing gear down, and they have like this kind of mixture pattern. It's like a light gray here, then like this camouflage green and black on the ends. So I added that. And then I also have this one. This one has the St. George stripes on the side. You will see this in the parade, but Russia, they also have this one. This is on the BAS 64022. And yeah, it's like a kind of similar to the Patriot, where they have like a tractor trailer unit. So yeah, this one's the parade version. Then this one's like, with the gray tubes. And this one is with it firing. So yeah, it's a slightly different Patriot design. I mean, S400 design. Since I was making the S400, I thought might as well make the S300. And this is the S-300PS used by Ukraine. So it's in the Ukrainian camouflage. And you may notice it's a lot different because it has like this big box here in the back. That module and the missile tubes, they're like painted all like this light gray color. So yeah, that's a little bit different. And this part's a lot more latticey. That makes sense. I also have a new design for the Higgins boat, the D-Day landing LCVP. So here is what it looks like. Inside here, brand new design replacing Kayatos, because this one's kind of really old. I really want a new one. And like one thing I figured out while building this, on like the old one, this thing was actually all straight across. But in real life, the Higgins boat, it actually angles upwards on the beach. So I did add in this detail, so that's a lot more accurate. See the propeller down here. And also one thing I didn't know, like if you go inside here, you can actually go underneath this area. This actually connects to the back, so there's like holes over here for the machine gunners. So that is a different change. Here's how it's closed. Yeah, this is what it looks like on the actual beach shed. Maybe I'll make a diorama with this, like an actual full-scale one. That would be pretty epic. And a little break away from Ukrainian stuff. So yeah, here is what it would look like in action on the beach. And over here, I was just making this yesterday. This is actually the Gas 69 and it's like 50 to 70 years old, but I just saw a video like they're actually using this in combat. So I did actually make a cope cage version of it, and later I made like the standard ones. But yeah, these are like these old Soviet Jeep truck things, but they are still being used. And I also add one with like, this is a UAZ 469. So it's a little bit different, but it's like a similar truck with the cope cage. And like there was this one repair shop in Russia. They were repairing stuff, and they had a video of like this man truck. So they also built that and transporting all these things. And they also transporting like these Ural motorcycles, the side carts, to the front lines. So I actually did make that as well right over here. The Ural M72. It's like a little motorcycle. I also added this Korean KLTV, the Raycolt Hyeonma, as they call it. And at first I thought it was called the K151, but that's actually just one version of it. They have like a whole family of them. And yeah, the main one's actually called the K153. This one is the armored reconnaissance vehicle. This is what it looks like. So it has like this NATO 3 color camouflage, which is kind of weird because like Korea, they have like the 2 different camouflage. I believe like Murdic is more common, but for this one they made it NATO colors, so the brown is a bit darker, but I did still make it as spruce, and it says the armored turret. And then I had the other ones, like this one over here. This is the K152 armored personnel carrier version of it. So this one has a bit taller roof here in the back. Carry troops like that. Got like a little window there. And then this one is actually the K151, and it's the command vehicle. So it has a flat roof in the back. If you look at the other ones, they have like this kind of angular thing like that. So that's a way you can tell between the versions, and this one is just, you know, plain green. So that's also a way you could tell between this and like the Humvee. The Humvee doesn't really have this thing here. I also added the AH-1S Cobra attack helicopter, and it's used by the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force, the JGSDF, and yeah, Japanese. I really like how it came out. You know, in the beginning I was kind of like confused on how to build this, but you know, I figured it out. And one thing, if you notice, the tail rotor is actually 4 blocks wide, so this is a compromise I made. It's just skull heads. Another weird thing about this helicopter also, they have like this like thing that pops out on the side. But yeah, it is used for anti-tank. I also finished up the MH60. This is the Jayhawk used by the US Coast Guard. So yeah, I really like the banner designs here in the back. And yeah, it's pretty colorful. Has these like little tank things on the sides. And this side has like 3 or 2 of them like that, different levels. Yeah, finally got that down. And yeah, I did add in the Nimitz aircraft carrier vehicles. That's also going to be separately in the arsenal, so you can see all the different vehicles that I'm building. You can have that here as well. But yeah, that's it for the arsenal. Again, if you guys wanted to support the channel, you can join me on Patreon, just $5. That's the minimum tier, and then you can have this world, which has over 350 vehicles. Everything from Army to Air Force to even the Navy. And that's what makes these builds possible. Thank you to the over 120 members who support the channel. I really do appreciate it, because without that, I would be forced to stop this. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.